So what do you think the Broncos' plans are at quarterback?
What I would tell you, Rich, is all options are on the table for the Broncos at quarterback. And I still, as I told you on game day morning at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, I still can't rule out the possibility that the Broncos take one more swing next week at Indianapolis at trying to get Russell Wilson to tweak his contract. As hard as it is to believe that Russell Wilson could play another down for Sean Payton and the Broncos, listen, Russell Wilson's agent, Mark Rogers, who only has one client, it's Russell Wilson. He's only really done big deals for Russell Wilson. This will be the first time that he's involved in anything like talking to other teams. Obviously there was Russell Wilson trade rumors for years, but this is the first time that you've got a guy who's not on top, that's not just commanding a monster contract. I would think that Mark Rogers, through the course of next week, will get a pretty good handle on what the market might be. The Broncos will have a pretty good handle on what the market might be if they go a different direction here. And maybe if everybody looks on the other side of the fence and doesn't like what they see, the best scenario could be Russell Wilson back in a Denver uniform. Again, I don't believe that is a likely outcome, especially with everything that happened from the Broncos making what they perceived to be a good faith effort to get Russell Wilson, not to give up money, not to give up guarantees, but to push back the vesting date so that it would lock him in as their quarterback for 2024, but give them the flexibility in 2025 to get out of it. Instead, Mark Rogers ran to the players union, said they're trying to take away his money. It became this, massive issue that then they pushed publicly, saying he got benched for money, and they're leaking narratives and leaking documents and all this other stuff. Hard to believe that you come back from that. But listen, Rich, anything's possible in the NFL. Having said that, I know that the track record on Sean Payton is he really has not played with a rookie quarterback a whole lot. Doesn't mean he wouldn't this year, but I believe the only time he's done that in 15, 16 years as a head coach was when everybody got COVID and they had to roll out Ian Book for a game in December with the Saints several years ago. That's really it. He's always wanted to have a veteran. I would fully anticipate that they're looking at everything. Jarrett Stidham's the guy they got in-house. They've got him on an economical deal. Sean Payton has said before he thinks that Stidham can be a starting quarterback in the league. But I would think that they're going to look at all these free agent quarterbacks. I wouldn't even rule out the possibility that the Broncos would make a run at Kirk Cousins. It'll depend on the number. And you can certainly look at the numbers on paper and say, how in the world are they going to get this done? They owe Russell Wilson $39 million, whether he's on the team or not. But again, Sean Payton's going to want somebody. Sean Payton believes, he said it before last season, he believed this was a playoff team. That was overshadowed in the same USA Today interview by some other stuff Sean said. But part of what he said was, yeah, this team should be a playoff team right now. He's going to have the same mentality this year. They're going to be aggressive. Everything that he's ever known about team building is you're willing to move those chips forward. You're willing to take your run right now. If he believes Kirk Cousins gives him the best chance to compete in a really, really tough division that now has your guy Jim Harbaugh in it too, Rich, I wouldn't take anything off the table. They're going to do their research on all this stuff, and that includes, again, the possibility that Russell Wilson could end up hanging around since they're paying him anyway.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.